Hey guys, and welcome back to part 3. This is where we left off last time. In this part we're going to go ahead and create a hole for our eye, and it should go pretty well. We're not going to use booleans because even though that would be the fastest way, it's pretty unreliable later on down the line. It might mess up our mesh, so well, most likely it would, so we're just going to do it manually, which takes longer, but it's a lot more reliable and hopefully it will give us the same result. While I wasn't recording, I just added an edge loop down here in the middle, so if you just go ahead and go insert edge loop tool and cut it in half right there. And also I just added this ring to a new layer so you can hide it, which is this one. So if you create a new layer and then select the ring, right click, add selected objects, then it will add it to its own layer. So what we're going to do is first we're going to go into our front view, hide this, and go into our X-ray, and we're just going to create a plane. Well, we're going to create a cylinder like so. Just going to drag it out roughly the right size. And I'm not going to set a height, so I'm just going to hit W because we only need the plane. Like so, move it to the right place-ish. And if I come into the inputs, we're going to set the subdiv to 14. And it should give us enough edges to start merging these together. So next thing I'm going to do is, if I just go into my perspective view, I'm going to select all these front faces, like so. And I also, actually first let's move this to where it should be. I'm just going to move it forward a little bit, and then we're going to snap it to a point. So if you hold down shift left click your object and right click, go to vertex mode, and now if you hold down V on your keyboard, if you can tell, it will toggle on snapping to point, and middle mouse button and click on a point where you want to snap it to. But first I'm going to select the yellow axis, and it will only move it in that axis, and I'm going to go ahead and click, and as you can tell now it snapped it to that point, so it's exactly lined up. So now I'm going to go into my perspective mode still and select all these front faces, and also I'm going to select our cylinder and hit isolate. And then if I go into my front view, we're gonna go into X-ray and start deleting some faces from our main object, which is this, and we're going to delete all these like so because we don't need them. So I'm just going to press delete, and now I'm just going to move around some points. So I'm going to grab this point and move it up, and grab this point and move it up, and just move these roughly where you see the verts on this cylinder, because we're going to merge them together later. So I'm just moving these points about like so, just very roughly because we're going to merge them together anyway, like so. Now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to merge the two together. So you're going to select both of these, go to mesh, combine, and that disappeared because we merged them. And then now, as you can tell, these are the same object, so we're going to go to face, select the front faces and hit isolate again. And now in your edit mesh tab, if you go into the merge vertex tool, select that, and in the box make sure that it's merging to the target vertex. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start merging these points like so. So left click, drag, and then to the target, let go, and it will merge these points together. And as you can tell, we might start to get some normal issues, but that's okay, we're going to sort it out later. And actually we're going to delete those faces anyway, but I'll show you how to sort it out. So I'm just going around selecting these, And then now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and select these faces and go to normals, harden edge. And as you can tell, they've sorted it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete all these faces. Press delete. And as you can tell, if you smooth this now, we got a nice cutout, but this is not completed yet. So I'm going to go back into isolate, mold, and I'm just going to select this edge loop, and I'm going to extrude it. So hit extrude. And I'm just going to go back into my unsmooth mode, go to offset, and just drag it in a tiny bit, like so, so that will keep its shape. Hit extrude again, and pull down the thickness, so it will go inside. Don't need it too deep, fairly deep, so about halfway should do it. We can adjust it later on. And then we're going to hit extrude again, pull down the offset a tiny bit, so we get our bevel, well, our edge loop, and then hit extrude again, scale it in. Well, actually you can scale it in just a tiny bit, so you don't have to add an edge loop again, and then hit extrude again, scale it in, like so. So fairly close. We're going to merge some points together. And here we're just going to add an edge loop. So if you go into your insert edge loop tool, and you're going to add a loop inside here, just so it's going to hold its shape. And now we're going to go ahead and merge these points together as well. So go into Vertex, select these two, and then shift right click, merge vertices to center, and that will give us our midpoint. And then we're going to go ahead and select our merge vertex tool again, and we're just going to merge all these points to the center, like so. Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty easy, nothing too complicated. And I think we got our eye cut out, completed. So now if I hit smooth, as you can tell, we got a nice neat cut, and it's looking really nice and smooth. And also we're just going to check if you messed up anything. I'm pretty sure we haven't, so we're just going to go to mesh and go to cleanup, because later on down the line, maybe in a other series, we're gonna texture him as well, so we're gonna make sure that everything is quads or triangles. So if you just select matching polygons and then select faces with more than 4 sides and hit apply, and as you can tell, I haven't selected anything, so that means that we've done a good job creating this. There are no faces that has more than 4 sides, so it's looking pretty good. So now that we've got our eye, I'm just going to turn this back on, and as you can tell, it's going inside it. So I'm just going to scale this up and pull it back, and that should be okay now. If I just go into my side view, hit X-ray on, and just to see where it is, and it's roughly there. So I'm just going to go to my vertexes just to clean it up a little bit. Well, actually it should be okay. No one's going to see that, so it's fine. And now we got our eye created. We had a cut for it, and what we're going to do is duplicate this cylinder. So I'm just going to duplicate this, Control D, and scale it down. If I just go into my front view, you can see that this ring is going to be sitting in there, like so. And we might have to, well, that's looking good to me, I think. And then we're just going to create a, how should we do this? Actually, I think we're going to make this to be the small one. So if I just scale this down, like so. And then we're going to make a cylinder around here. And just set the height randomly for now. And just drag it where it should be. And what I'm trying to achieve is, you're going to see it in a minute. Excuse me. So I'm just going to drag this out to about here. Scale it up, drag it back down. And we're going to add the edge loops again. So go to Insert Edge Loop Tool. If I find it, there we are. And you're going to add the loop here. But we're going to make it a quite big one. You'll see why. Now I'm just going to have to select these front faces. If I just drag this out for now, so it's not, or isolate it even, and then select these front faces, and then I'm just going to deselect these. So deselect those, and then now I only have the front one selected. We're just going to hit an extrude and scale it in, and that's going to be our other edge. So if I smooth this now, as you can tell, you get a pretty cool, quite soft thing going on. Might as well do it on the back as well. No, we're not going to do it on the back. We're not going to waste polys. So that's looking okay. Well, actually, we'll do it. So I'm just going to select these front ones, deselect everything here, like so, and then hit extrude, scale it in, and then we're just going to add another edge loop. So Insert Edge Loop Tool down here, like so, and now if you smooth it, it's going to hold its shape as well. So now if you come out of the isolation mode, and that's looking pretty good. I'm just going to duplicate. If I go into front view again and make this a little bit smaller, because I don't like this one more time, and scale this down so it's sitting around that one. I'm just going to go into my perspective, hit X-ray off, and we're going to move it in. Something like this, and that's looking a lot better. So now I'm just going to select all of these and move them a bit more forward. Like so. I'm going to move this a little bit back, like so. And I'm still not liking this. I might have to scale this up and just move it back. So you might just use a plane actually, I think, or a flat one. So I'm just going to go back into my front view and create a new cylinder. Excuse me. About there, and only a tiny bit of a height, because it's more like a lens than anything. Like so. And I'm just going to go ahead and drag it out to about here. And that's looking better. So I'm just going to select this object and move it back a tad, like so. And that's looking better. And then now I'm just going to duplicate this again to make it into a glass. just see how it's looking. If we smooth it, it's looking pretty good. But I'm just gonna add one edge loop to it. If I insert edge loop around here and hit smooth now, it looks like a piece of glass now. So that's what we're going for, or just a piece of lens. Okay, like that. So you got some more detail to it. I'm just going to scale up a tad. Go to my front view, make sure that this is in the middle, like so. And then now I'm going to duplicate this one more time, and this is going to be our main glass piece. And you'll see what we're going to do in a minute. So you can still see our mesh. So I'm just going to drag this into here, like so, maybe a little bit more, so you can still see the rim. Yeah, it's looking good. And now we're just going to go into our outliner quickly and start naming things. So this is our eye main glass. And if I just drag this out for now, this is our eye little glass, eye big ring camera. We just name it something that you'll know what it's going to be, so you don't have to name them the same things that I am. This cylinder, what's this cylinder? Oh Jesus. Alright, this cylinder is what we cut in, but that's only because we haven't deleted the history yet. So if I just go edit, delete by type history, now you see that that's gone. This is our eye big ring outside, and that's our block as it is, and this is our glass. Just gonna move it back like so, and we quickly just gonna add texture to this so you can see inside the eye. So if you go into window, rendering editors and hypershade, just quickly gonna make a new material here. So if you create a new blend, so if you click on blend, and it's gonna be right here, double click that, and the settings will come up here. Okay, and we're just gonna select our glass piece. Where is it? Here. And if I right click and go assign existing material, we're gonna it's gonna be blend 2. Okay, that we just created. It's called blend 2. And now if I come into the settings of the blend 2 again, so if you bring up your hypershade again and double click it, mine is on another screen, so double click in that, and now it will come up in here, and we're just going to name this temp glass material, and we're just going to boost down the transparency. Okay, like so, and you can always play around with the color, so you can give him shades or white glass or whatever. So just going to give it a nice fairly white, and just going to boost down the transparency a little bit, like so, just so it gives us a temporary glass effect. Okay, just so you can see inside there, like so. I might use ahead